In this video, we're going to look at what you could get for a single dollar bill in 1975 in the United States and compare it to what that dollar does in 2026. Now, I picked 1975 for a very specific reason, and it's not a happy one. The oil embargo of '73 had already done its damage. Watergate had shaken the nation's trust. The last American troops had just come home from Vietnam. But for ordinary people going about their daily lives, life still felt manageable. The dollar still had real weight in your hand. You could still feel it doing something when you spent it. Here's something most people don't know. The minimum wage in 1975 was $2.10 an hour. Adjusted for inflation, that's worth more per hour in real terms than today's federal minimum, which is still $7.25 and hasn't moved since 2009. Workers at the bottom of the pay scale in 1975 had more purchasing power than minimum wage workers do right now in 2026. Let that sink in. So let's look at exactly what that dollar could do and what it can't do today. Some of these numbers are going to hurt. 1. A loaf of bread. In 1975, a standard loaf of white bread cost around 28 to 30 cents. Your dollar bought you 3.5 loaves. 3.5. Today, a name brand loaf runs you $4.50. That's a 1,500% increase. That bread fed every school lunchbox in America without anyone thinking twice about it. Today, that same loaf requires nearly an hour's work at minimum wage. The bread hasn't changed that much. The dollar has. 2. A half gallon of milk. According to Bureau of Labor Statistics data, a half gallon of milk in 1975 cost 78.5 cents, meaning a full gallon ran you around $1.57. Your dollar didn't even buy a full gallon. Now, 170% is one of the lower increases on this list. But the real measure is time. In 1975, that gallon took 45 minutes of minimum wage work to earn. Today, it takes about 35. Milk is one of the very few items that's kept pace with wages. Everything else on this list hasn't. The milk itself was fresher back then. It actually spoiled, which sounds like a bad thing until you realize that something that doesn't spoil has been chemically engineered to not spoil. 3. A dozen eggs. In 1975, eggs ran about 77 cents a dozen, up from 33 cents in 1972. Inflation had already bitten hard. Today, a standard carton is $3.50 to $4, and that's before cage-free, organic, or free range. The humble egg was the cheapest protein in America. Bacon and eggs wasn't a luxury. It was just Tuesday morning. Today, a single dollar sometimes can't buy you one egg. Think about that. Before we go further, what did your dollar buy in 1975? A candy bar? A Coke? A tank of gas? Drop it in the comments below. The best memories from this community are what make Back When special. And if this is your first time here, hit subscribe. We do this every week. Now, back to 1975. 4. A cup of diner coffee. In 1975, a cup of freshly brewed coffee at your local diner cost 25 to 50 cents. Your dollar bought you 2 to 4 cups, served in a thick ceramic mug by someone who probably knew your name. Not instant, not a pod. Just coffee. Hot, strong, bottomless, and cheap. Today, a basic drip coffee is $4. A flat white or oat milk latte is $7 or $8. We've turned a simple morning ritual into a performance art piece. In 1975, your dollar covered the coffee and the tip. Today, it doesn't cover the tip. 5. 10 Hershey bars and a summer's worth of Kool-Aid. A standard Hershey bar in 1975 cost 10 cents. Your dollar bought you 10, and the bar was bigger, a fuller, denser block, not the wafer-thin thing hiding behind the same wrapper today. Today, that same bar is $1.79. Lighter, thinner, more sugar, less cocoa, but the Hershey bar is almost beside the point. In 1975, a pack of Kool-Aid was 10 cents. Your dollar bought 10 packets, a whole summer of red sugar water poured from a sweating pitcher on the back porch. The flavor was tropical punch. It always was. The corner store had penny candy on the counter, wax bottles, candy buttons. You walked in with a fistful of coins and came out with a bag. In 1975, a kid could find a few coins on the sidewalk and have an absolutely brilliant afternoon. Today, those same coins are basically litter. 6. 10 bottles of Coca-Cola. A glass bottle of Coke in 1975 cost around 10 cents plus a 2-cent deposit. Your dollar got you up to 10 bottles. A single bottle at a convenience store today, $2 to $3, a 2,000% increase. And in 1975, Coke was made with real cane sugar. Today, you're drinking high fructose corn syrup, paying 20 times more for a chemically inferior product in a plastic bottle that'll outlive all of us. 7. A McDonald's meal with change back. By 1975, fast food was still a treat. Your mom didn't swing through the drive-thru on a Wednesday. It was an event. A regular hamburger was 30 cents. Small fries, 26 cents. Small Coke, 20 cents. A full meal under $1. They actually advertised that. Change back from your dollar. Imagine that campaign today. Today, that same combo is $12 or more. The fries in 1975 were cooked in beef tallow. Extraordinary. Today, they're vegetable oil and $4 for a medium. You paid $1 and felt like a king. Today, you pay $12 and feel mildly robbed. We're about halfway through. If back when is new to you, now's the time. Hit subscribe and we'll keep the memories coming. Right, back to 1975. 8. A week of school lunches. In 1975, a hot school lunch cost 25 to 35 cents. Your dollar covered nearly an entire week. And these weren't reheated pouches. They were cooked by actual people in an actual kitchen. Yeast rolls from scratch, real meat hamburgers, cake on Fridays, not fancy, just food. Today, the average school lunch is over $3.50, and in many districts, kids are getting packaged meals heated in a microwave. We're paying more, getting less, and giving it to children. 9. Dairy Queen, a proper treat. In 1975, Dairy Queen was the reward. You aced the test, you got a cone. The family was heading out. You stopped at DQ. A soft serve cone was 20 to 25 cents. A dilly bar was a quarter. And there was a special that year people still remember. 4 chili cheese dogs for exactly $1. Today, a medium blizzard is 5 or 6. A basic cone is 3. Once you've sorted the family, you're handing over a 10. The ice cream hasn't changed. The feeling of being able to afford the treat has. 10. Nearly 2 gallons of gas. This one stings for 1975 specifically, because the embargo had already happened. Lines around the block, rationing, even odd days at the pump. By 1975, the worst had eased, but the damage was permanent. Gas was now 57 cents a gallon, up from 36 cents before the embargo. Your dollar bought just under 2 gallons. Today, your dollar buys about a quarter of a gallon, and in 1975, an attendant came to you. Pump the gas, check the oil, wipe the windshield, all included. Today, you pump it yourself and watch an ad on a screen bolted to the pump. 11. A movie ticket to see Jaws. 1975 was the year Jaws came out. It invented the summer blockbuster. A ticket at a single-screen theater was around $2 for an adult, or just $1 for a child or a matinee. Today, a standard adult ticket in a major city is $18. IMAX is $25. A teenager in 1975 worked 1 hour at minimum wage and went to the movies. Today, they work nearly 3 hours just to get in the door. No 20-minute commercial blocks, no assigned seating app, just the trailers and the film. The whole audience screamed together when that shark appeared. You cannot buy that feeling for $25. 12. 12 letters and the Sunday paper. A first-class stamp in 1975 was 10 cents. Your dollar mailed 12 letters with change left over. You licked the glue, which tasted awful, and walked it to the box. The Sunday paper cost 50 cents. Your dollar bought that and a daily besides. 3 pounds of paper, the comics, the TV guide, the classifieds where people found their jobs and their houses. Today, you hit a paywall after 3 free articles. And the stamp cost 68 cents. We were told the internet would make communication free. In some ways it did. In others, we just moved the expense somewhere else. 13. The car payment, the number that will floor you. We've been talking about dollars and cents. Let's zoom out, because this one reframes everything. In 1975, the average new car cost $4,250. Monthly payments were roughly $55 a month. Today, the average new car costs over $48,000. Monthly payments average over $700 a month in 2026, more than the mortgage payment on that same family's first house in 1975. In 1975, that $55 payment took about 10 hours of work a month to cover. Today, that $700 payment takes closer to 40 hours, a full week's work, every month, just for the car. The federal minimum wage was $2.10 in 1975. Today, it's $7.25, unchanged since 2009. The car payment didn't get that memo. In 1975, the world was complicated. Inflation, a war, political scandal, people worried about the future. But a dollar in your pocket still meant something. You could walk into a diner for $1, send your kid to the corner store with 50 cents, take the family for ice cream, fill the tank while someone washed your windshield. Today, that same dollar buys you about 17 cents worth of what it bought in 1975. The Coke lost its sugar, the fries lost their tallow, the school lunch lost its cook. We paid more, we got less, and somehow we got used to it. I'd love to know. What does your dollar from 1975 remind you of? What did you spend it on? Drop it in the comments. Your memories are the best part of this channel. If this took you somewhere, that's exactly what Back When is here for. We go back every single week. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if you've got a topic, a year, a decade, a moment, drop it in the comments. We read everyone. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you back here soon.